welcome back to Nessa's Nook. Today I'm going to be part of my friend Melanie's collab over at a Godly Homestead. Or Godly Home, excuse me. I'm thinking my sister or City Girl Homestead. Anyways, so she has a collab going on for $10 and under gifts. And I don't celebrate Christmas and I don't celebrate most of the holidays that most people do. So trying to think of a gift to give to people that they may or may not use. To me, I think Christmas is very overrated. I don't know. Anyways, that's just my own personal belief. Don't hold me anything against it. I love Christmas lights. I love, this stuff, but Christmas is just, to me, not necessarily overrated per se, but, it's very, can't think of the word right now, but commercialized, I guess, excuse me, that's the word I was looking for. So anyway, so I was thinking to myself, because I want to get into her collab, and there's a few things that I want to do that are not necessarily gifts per se for Christmas or Thanksgiving or anything, any particular holiday, but I have really been enjoying, I'm not much of a baker, but I have been trying to make my own homemade cookies, my own homemade cakes. I've been really enjoying the dump cakes a lot. So what I'm going to do here, let me bring it down. Now this would be what would be a yellow cake mix. If you wanted to do chocolate, I'm sure you would just add the cocoa. I haven't made a chocolate one yet because we don't eat a lot of chocolate cake for whatever reason. I don't know. So anyways, I'm going to tag Melanie up above at A Godly Home, and I am going to do up just 2 jars of the white yellow cake mix, and it's very simple. It works very well, and I will leave the instructions down below of how you would convert this over actually into a cake. So I'll bring it down here. So obviously, if you were making a whole bunch of these, you'd have more jars out. But what you're going to do is you're going to have 2 1/4 cups of flour, okay? And I have really enjoyed making these cake mixes myself. Like I said, I'm not much of a baker or anything like that, but I know I have to kind of like spread my wings out a little bit because it's just not something I'm not used to. And we enjoy, sweets, not that we should eat the amount of sweets that we do, but nonetheless. So here is there's the 2 cups, and this is going to be the quarters. And then it's going to ask for 1 1/2 cups of sugar. So I'll get in my little sugar dish here. Come on. And these to me, when you can do a gift that is homemade, I think homemade gifts are very underrated. To me, I would rather have a homemade gift. I don't know for sure how many of you guys are moms. How many of you girls are moms, excuse me. Anyways, but like when your child was young and they had no money and they made you the macaroni necklace or whatever have you at school, that to me was absolutely wonderful. So what they say is it's going to be 3 1/2 teaspoons of baking powder. I think I'm going to have to get into my other stash of this. I have never went through so much baking powder. Usually every year I throw it away, it seems like. And then this year I had 1 bottle, but I couldn't find it, so I bought another bottle, and this one's almost empty. So I can actually combine the bottles. Alright, and then 1 teaspoon of salt. Now obviously when you're making this, you're going to be shaking this all up into the container. But what I'm going to be doing with this is I'm going to wipe off the rims, get all the mess that I made from around here. And, these are ones that you can use. Now see, like this jar right here has a little chip out of it. I can't use this for canning. This one won't work probably for vacuum sealing, but I have like these like little lids that will fit on here, and will keep everything airtight. And then all you have to do is, what I would do is when you pull this out of the jar, is I would go ahead and stir this up before you go ahead and you add your wet ingredients, which is going to be a half a cup of milk, 2 teaspoons of, or excuse me, a half a cup of softened butter, 2 tablespoons of oil, 1.5 cups of milk, a tablespoon of vanilla, 3 eggs, and flour your cake pans or whatever, and it depends on what type you have as the baking times and such. But I mean, as you can see, I mean, I could have probably made you know, a half a dozen jars just in this little bit of time, just really super simple. And I'm just going to go ahead and my daughter's not too keen on trying a lot of my stuff, but I do know she does enjoy baking, and I am going to go ahead and I'm going to give these to her and see what she thinks, if maybe mom's stuff can be okay, because like I said, I feel like I really have did a very big disservice to her, because I grew up with eating my grandparents' stuff on their garden, their canning, my mom's canning. My daughter did not grow up like that, believe it or not. So for her to really enjoy the homemade and such, she's never really gotten that. So maybe if she finds things like, you know, these cake mixes, maybe she will decide that, oh, well, maybe she'll venture out and do her own. Now, I am going to do like a thing of some hot cocoa, and I do believe I'm going to do a thing for brownies, because I'm really hungry for some brownies, and my husband doesn't like them, but I really do. But so this, like I said, this is something that's definitely way under $10. Even if you were to go out and buy the flour and sugar, you know, you're talking, you know, $2 for the 4-pound bag of sugar, or the flour, maybe the same for the sugar. I do buy my pink Himalayan salt at the dollar store, so that's $1.25 for that. And that you can get at the dollar store too. Other than the stuff that, you know, you're going to use your butter and stuff when you reconstitute it, you know, this mix itself is very, very inexpensive. So, and it's definitely a lot better. I think you're going to get a little bit bigger cake than you would, like the cake mixes from like Betty Crocker or the such. So, thank you very much for stopping by. Definitely check out Melanie and her page, A Godly Home, and hopefully if you have something or a good idea, or if you come up with an idea that you would want me to add to the collab, let me know. I'm not super crafty, but I'm up for almost anything. So thank you very much. You have a very blessed and wonderful night.